Yeshua himself trying to give an understanding and leaving us with words that will give us understanding of the nature of Father and Son. And you have to understand that Yeshua was in the servant form of the flesh. So when he spoke of relationship between Father and Son, he was not speaking of the flesh, but the form of Elohim in him. And that the Father was the source of this form, and therefore the causality of this form. The flesh was to be put away. So when he said certain things, don't relate it to the flesh. The Apostle Saul said, we know no man according to the flesh, and though we have known Yeshua according to the flesh, yet now, after his resurrection and glorification, we know him thus no longer. So don't get this message confused with the message of Babylon, who has raised up the image of the mortal man as the supreme God of their consciousness, not mine. But Yeshua and Philip was having a conversation in John 14. Let's start here, verse 8. Philip said unto him, Adonai, show us the Father, and it suffices us, or it will satisfy us. Because Philip was confused. Yeshua throughout his ministry talked about the Father, the Father, the Father, the Father. So Yeshua says to him, have I, a personal possessive, been so long with you, and yet thou hast not known me? This is an incredible statement that has gone overlooked or has been minimized, not to mean what Yeshua was trying to communicate. Have I? See, he was asking for the Father to be shown, to be revealed to him, and he said, have I been so long with you, and yet thou hast not known me? Philip, he that has seen me has seen the Father. How sayest thou then, show us the Father? Now he's getting ready to break down in the next verse the unity of Father and Son. He's telling him that I am the tabernacle of the Father that manifests the true reality of the Father here. Believest thou not that I am in the Father and the Father in me? That sounds like two cords that are tied together. Okay, not two cords that are separated and exist as distinct persons. I'll read it again. Believest thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself. That means I don't have a thought apart from the Father. I don't have an existence apart from the Father. We are integrated, tied in a cord of oneness. I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwells in me, he does the work. Do you understand what Yeshua is saying? He is saying that the existence of the Father was an existence that was in him. The reality of the Father was not a separate, distinct reality from him, but was a reality in him, and that he himself was a manifestation of that reality, manifested for one purpose, to fulfill the will of the Father, to speak the words of the Father. It is not I that speak, but it is the Father that dwells within me. So this goes along with what Paul or Saul, for those that like to play games with names, Paul or Saul, so everybody can be happy. This is what he taught. He said, in him, Yeshua, is a totality of Elohim or El in bodily form. So if the totality of El is in the Messiah Yeshua in his glory, How can it be taught that the Father is distinct from the Son? That they are two persons? How can a person exist within a person? Only way that can be is based upon the fact, and we can give example, that the soul exists in a human form. The two are one as long as the body lives. And the body communicates the desires and the thoughts and the activity of the soul, as Yeshua communicates the desires of Elohim's will. The thoughts of Elohim will. This is why he said, it is not I that speak, but it is the Father who speaks within me. He dwells within me, and he is doing the work. This is not the power of the flesh. This is the power of the divine nature, the power of the Father, the power of he who sent me in this form of flesh, who manifested me, the Elohim, manifested from the causality of divine substance into a flesh form, that I might communicate his will. But we are not separate, we are one. I and the Father are one. Rather, the same. There is no difference between us. I am the form, he is the substance. The form communicates the substance, the reality of the Father that dwelleth within me. This is what is meant in John 16, when Yeshua makes another statement that we shall look at. He says to his apostles, for the Father himself loveth you, because you have loved me, and have believed that I came out from Elohim. Look at that. I came out from Elohim. I came forth from Elohim. I proceeded out of him, out of the divine substance, out of the divine causality, as a form of him to express him. 28. I came forth from the Father, and am come into the world. Again, I leave the world. He leave the world, the flesh form. He leave the things that he put on in this world, and go to the Father. This is very, very interesting, that with the evidence of the unity of Father and Son as a manifestation of the one person of the Father, that such a doctrine could have crept into the assemblies of the Messianic people and divert them unto an ideal that is emphatically pagan. This is incredible. The debates that I have with people and the illusions that they use in order to substantiate this doctrine, which I think is insane. To say that three things are actually one thing. Had a preacher take 3 glasses of water, pour it in. He said, see, there's only one water. I said, yeah, but there's still 3 forms. No matter how you do it, you can't make those 3 cups 1 cup. They're 3. Elohim is intelligent. This is an unintelligent doctrine, an illusion. And we must understand that the Spirit is the proceeding forth of the divine substance by the light of the divine form into the world. Did not Yeshua also teach that the Spirit proceeds forth from the Father through him into man? It is called in Romans chapter 8 that if the Spirit of Mashiach, the Spirit of Yahuwah, your spirit is in you, isn't it? Wouldn't you think that the Spirit of Yahuwah is in him? Wouldn't you think the Spirit of Mashiach is from him? They're the same thing. So we need to understand this and stop being fooled. It's time for those who are sincere to hear what the word says. Shema, O Israel, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Akkad. Yahweh was one. This is the foundation from which the commandments come forth from. Yahweh is one, not 2, not 3, but he is one.